Let's look at what should be happening on a student's screen as she connects and registers. The student goes to the URL you wrote on the chalkboard and then sees the same initial screen you did. She can change the language if needed. She enters her name, copies the sitting code from your chalkboard, and copies the student key from her own paper slip you gave her. Then she clicks Next. Like you saw, she would also see the correct name of the school. The software then asks for a few basic details that determine if she qualifies for prizes and recognition as an official competitor or if she's writing as an unofficial participant. Because we have an age restriction for official competitors, we need to ask for a birth date. It's optional for the student to indicate a gender. We only ask this to measure how well we are reaching underrepresented groups. Then she clicks Next. Now the rules are displayed, and the students need to agree to them to proceed. Of particular note, calculators and electronic assistance devices are not permitted, except with prearranged written permission from the CMS. So, if you expect to have students that need special accommodation, please contact us by email well before the day of the competition. This page also describes the structure of the Grade J competition. Of particular note here, unanswered multiple choice questions earn a single point each, but incorrectly answered questions get 0 points, so the students should usually avoid guessing on these. After students agree to the rules, they'll see a standby screen that makes them wait for you to start the competition. Let's look at what you will see on the proctor. What happens during the competition? Let's see how it looks for the student. Here's an example with questions taken from the 2020 Grade J. Each question appears on its own page. Normally, the student is expected to click the choice and then click Next. In the upper right-hand corner of the page, the student can always see how much time remains. The Grade J is divided into 3 sections, A, B, and C, which have 5 questions each. At the top of the page is a question navigation bar that lets the student jump around as desired between questions. As the student answers questions, the coloring of the navigation bar changes to hint to the student which questions are answered and which are still unanswered. Students can always revisit any question and change their response, or even clear out their earlier response and leave the question unanswered. While the students work, it's your job as the proctor to continually monitor the SAR. This page summarizes which questions are still unanswered, as a warning so the student either intends to leave them blank or goes back to work on them. In this case, questions B5 and C5 are left unanswered. But this student is happy with that. So, she clicks Hand it in. On your